When Giuseppe Vasi died in 1782, his son and sole heir, Mariano, inherited his father's business. A printmaker and antiquarian himself, Mariano erected a grand tomb for his father in the church of Santa Caterina della Rota, just a few steps from his father's workshop. The tomb celebrates Giuseppe Vasi, but also pointedly mentions Mariano as Vasi's son and heir. Mariano Vasi continued to produce prints from his father's copper plates and new editions of his guidebook to Rome well into the 19th century. Recognizing the value that these prints held to the tourists that had seen these views in Rome, Mariano updated some of the prints to reflect Rome's physical changes in the decades since the publication of his father's Magnificenze. Here, we can see that Mariano updated this print of the Piazza di Spagna to include a new obelisk at the top of the Spanish steps, which had not appeared in his father's initial print. The obelisk erected at the Spanish steps is the same one that had sat beside the Lateran for a half a century, so Mariano removed it from the foreground of the Lateran print and rubbed out some old-fashioned Rococo carriages of his father's time, replacing them with more austere early 19th century versions. As a result, the prints more accurately reflect experiences of the latter-day visitor, but there is something more than carriages that are lost in these changes. We seem to lose Giuseppe's sense of composition when Mariano updates these prints. Now, Mariano seems to have been fairly respectful of his father's work, leaving his signature intact even when he added obelisks or made other changes. He passes the work off honestly as that of his father, but someone who remains a mystery changed some of the signatures on the copper plates after Mariano made his. The fraudulent printmaker signed them, Vasi e Piranesi. The unscrupulous signer must certainly have seen some commercial gain in the tourist market, where gullible customers may not have known how to tell the difference between a Vasi and a Piranesi. Piranesi, whose more sublime work anticipated the taste of the Romantic era, was more in demand among 19th century buyers, and his works commanded a higher price. Now, whether these changes were a result of Mariano going rogue in his old age, or one of his successors exploiting the connection between Vasi and Piranesi, we do not know for sure. The fraud has caused great confusion among scholars, but the purchase of over 100 copper plates by the Calcografia Nazionale in Rome has allowed scholars to study this mystery more closely. Physical evidence now tells us a story of fraud, mystery, and the connoisseurship of prints.